Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. I want to remind you all about the altars that I have. Okay, if you want to order my altars, if you want to order any of my decks, if you want to order my t-shirts, tarot lessons, tarot sessions, email me. That's in the description box below. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with the Declare and Decree deck. This is one of the decks that you can order if you're interested. With this deck, whatever card comes out, it tells you what blockage you have in the spiritual realm. You write it on paper and you burn it. Give thanks to the Most High and your mother, the Most High Mother and Father, and your spiritual team for helping you to clear whatever the blockage is. Okay, so let's just pull a card. See what is the blockage that the chosen needs to be clearing at this time. This says all spiritual and physical cord attachments to all wicked cults known and unknown are destroyed from my energy and spirit and in flesh. This came out the last time. All spiritual and physical cord attachments to all wicked cults known and unknown are destroyed from my energy and spirit and in flesh. We're going to have to dive deeper and see what's going on with this. Put that on paper and burn it. Sometimes you're not consciously aware of certain things that you have joined into, right? Especially when it's taught to you that a particular belief or way of doing things is the right way based on societal influence or your family influence. This says all blockages that prevents holistic health for myself and my loved ones is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. All blockages that prevents holistic health for myself and my loved ones is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. I want to take one more today. I feel guided to do 3. This says all spell work, rituals, black magic, evil eye, blocking spells, and all evil works done against myself and my family are destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Screenshot that because I know that's a lot. All spell work, rituals, black magic, evil eye, blockage spells, and all wicked works against myself and my loved ones is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Okay? So, holistic health, anything that's preventing holistic health, any wicked rituals or spell work done against yourself and your loved ones, and any cord attachments to wicked cults, known and unknown. That's what you're destroying today. So let's jump into the message and see what's going on here. What do you need to know at this time? This card came out fast, so I have the card of obsession. Obsession. Now, this obsession can be anything, so we'll clarify and see. Cards are flying everywhere, so let's see. Okay, I'm back. So now, obsession. We're clarifying obsession to see what this is all about, okay? What does this mean? Why is obsession coming out here? Dark energy, okay? Obsession and dark energy. This could be that somebody is obsessed with you, chosen, okay? And they're carrying a very dark, low vibrational energy here. I'm going to take one more from this deck for obsession, and then I'm going to pull from a couple of other decks to see where this is going. Set free. You've been set free from whatever this energy is. Let's tap in. Moment to moment. Okay, it feels like you're just carefree, living in the moment, doing your own thing, focused, but not being too serious, not taking life too seriously. You know, staying in the now, going with the flow, still in that childlike nature, playful, but still balanced, right? Overcoming any obstacles that might be in your path, but still looking ahead, looking forward, right? So you're definitely not obsessed. I feel like this, maybe someone is obsessed with you. They might be obsessed with trying to figure out what you have going on, because all around this person is high vibrational energy. You see that. You can't really see what this person has going on because it's like you've been shielded. A barrier has been placed around you to where people are not able to really tap in to see what you have going on. You're in a world of your own right now, chosen. So someone could be obsessed with figuring out what moves you're making, you know, what you got going on. I have the card of flowering. So you're definitely growing. Okay. There's growth. There's expansion. There's balance, internal balance that you have going on here. Maybe someone is obsessed with your appearance. Like you might be very handsome, very beautiful, or it's something about you that's just really unique. It's very mystical. It's a mystical energy that you're giving off, chosen, and people are obsessed with trying to figure you out. They want to know who you are, what's at the core. But it's from a dark place. Let me clarify dark energy. What is dark energy? Because what is given is like the devil energy in the tarot deck. Dark energy is the source. The source. This is a little bit deeper than I anticipated. What I'm picking up with the source here, this card always reminds me of like a sail, right? It feels like this energy is something that wants to, it's obsessed with you on a level that goes beyond the physical, right? Whoever this is or whatever this is obsessed with you to the point where it wants to embody or house itself in your DNA. Like it wants to be there, or it wants to remain there, or it wants to siphon that high vibrational energy because you have a divine connection to the source being the Most High Mother and Father. It's in your DNA. Like you cannot be disconnected from the source because you are a direct offspring of the source. You see what I'm saying? So this low vibrational energy wants to attach itself to you. It's obsessed with attaching itself to you, but it can't find your energy. I mean, this could definitely be attached to the powers that were, the beast of Babylon, that energy that, is obsessed with the chosen seed, obsessed with keeping us off of our thrones and, planting their stinking behinds in it, right? Obsessed with keeping us in a low vibrational state, keeping us in fear, survival mode, and things like that. But you chosen, this is an energy that we're coming up out of in numbers, And in spite of what's happening in the world around us, we don't see it because we have created our own bubble. We are creating a different frequency so that whatever is happening around us, it has no entryway to penetrate into our mental, our emotional, our spiritual, our physical. It can't touch us. So there's an energy that's obsessed with trying to figure out how to embody itself because it's almost like it wants to impregnate you. It wants to implant itself in you. It's obsessed with trying to find a way to get into your DNA. Oh my gosh, this message is interesting. I'm just a vessel and I'm going to channel and tell you what I see and hear. So if you get it, you get it. Those who know, you know. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. But there is an obsession because I'm even seeing in this image an egg with sperms, right? That's obsessed with trying to implant itself here because it wants you to be the carrier. It wants you to be the carrier. It wants you to house whatever this low vibrational energy is because it wants you to give birth to it. It's like a low vibrational energy wants to mate. It's like you might say a demon that wants to mate with an angel, right? Because this bad beast of Babylon is losing its power source. And it's obsessed, it seems like, with finding a way to get back into the energy of the chosen. Let me see, how is it trying to implant itself? I mean, this is a little bit different here. How is this energy? But consider the card that says set free, right? So regardless of what is happening here, you've been set free from this energy. You're free, okay? You are free. You're growing, you're flowering, you're blooming, blossoming, okay? Consider the first three cards that came out from my Declare and Decree deck, right? One of them speaking on spell work, evil eye, black magic being done against the chosen. The other one speaking on blockages against your holistic health. And then the other one is talking about cord attachments to wicked cults. So what I'm picking up just from those three things that needs to be cleared out is that this beast, this low vibrational energy is trying to implant itself one of three ways, right? It's going to try all three, but it's trying to do it one of three ways. Your holistic health is trying to either get control over your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your spiritual growth. The wicked cults, it could be trying to implant itself by redirecting your focus back towards particular religious beliefs and rituals that's done from that angle, right? So it could be trying to pull you back into, that one thing that you already woke up from, right? And then the other one is talking about the spell work. So sending spell work in hopes that maybe it creates some sort of fear or some sort of illusions for you so that you just feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel blocked. So it's trying to get you on a spiritual, physical, and emotional level. And it's trying, this low vibrational energy is trying to figure out how can it penetrate this high vibrational energy that you're in. How can it get you off of your square? Let me see. I don't know if this is the right deck for it, but we'll figure it out. What is it trying to do? What is this low vibrational energy trying to do? What methods? It says you miss the beauty when you're stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy sometimes and let it all go. This energy wants you stressed. It wants you overthinking, worried, fearful, in survival mode, just stressed out, feeling unbalanced, feeling all over the place, feeling like there's a lack of direction in your life, okay? But it says you miss the beauty when you're stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy sometimes and let it all go. So in other words, don't take life too seriously. Just like I picked up earlier, don't take life too seriously. Keep in mind always at the forefront of your mind that you are a spirit having a human experience. What I'm picking up from this is that the powers that were, they have lost their grip. Like this is a scary time for them because they see the karma unfolding. Okay. And they do not know how to gain control of this because they don't have you chosen the generators to offset the energy. They don't have you there to absorb that energy. All right. Because they want you in the energy of fear because that balances things out for them to where they can feel like they're in power. So as long as you're in fear, they're in power. As long as you're in fear, they're in control. As long as you're in fear, they are in a position of rulership, right? Or so-called dominion or authority. But you're not fearful anymore. This is you saying whatever comes my way, I will overcome it and I will do it easily and effortlessly. You are gliding over every stumbling block that they try to send your way because you know who you are. You know who you are and you know whose you are because you have a divine connection to the source on a DNA level. They're trying to get to you because your DNA has been activated. This seems to be the ultimate objective here when I'm looking at these cards. Everything that took place back in 2020 with those needles, right? Injections of fluids that you had no idea what it was. For those of you who did not take the bait out of fear, you was able to continue to rise into your divinity, to awaken, to activate your DNA. So now what they call junk DNA, so-called dormant DNA, is awakening. So you operating on another level. The frequency and the vibration that you're emitting is so powerful that it's like setting off atomic bombs in the spiritual realm because you know your power. You've been crowned. You've been elevated and ranking in the spiritual realm. And so when you do your declarations, when you say, I declare and decree that this energy, I destroy all cord attachments to wicked cults, or I destroy all blockages to my holistic health, or I destroy all evil eye and spells that's done against myself and my lineage. When you do that on the frequency that you are vibrating on right now, it is tearing things, it's ripping them to shreds, the powers that were and their entire structure. So this is an energy. There's an obsessive energy, low vibrational energy that's trying to come in, to bring you back in, to rear you back in because you've been set free already. And it's causing disruptions. We're going to tap in. Let's see. Let's see. This says it will all make sense to you soon. So yes, this is a deep subject. This is going on in depths that I did not anticipate in this reading. But apparently many of you are ready for this conversation, because this is, that veil is very thin. It's barely even there. I feel like the veil has been removed now, because so many chosen seed have awakened that separation between spirit and your physical experience, there's really no separation. Like, you able to tap in just like that. Just as fast as I could walk through this door, I could walk through a portal. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're aware that these things exist. Just like in a physical, you're aware that there's a door that exists that gives you entryway and an exit way to wherever it is you want to go. You are also just as tapped in, if not more tapped into the fact that there are portals and entryways that gives you entrance and an exit to wherever it is you want to go or wherever it is you don't want to be. And that's why those rituals are everything. Okay? Having that divine connection to the Most High Mother and Father, first and foremost, is everything. But they've given you the tools and the spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to utilize that wisdom to get yourself up out of circumstances and to shift energy in the spiritual realm. We have been given the key to the universe. And we're not just sitting there holding on to it. We're actually using it to open doors and to lock some doors too, right? This is going to make sense to you soon. Let me see if I can get some clarity about that. Some of you may receive some downloads about this message if you haven't already received them. Last night I had a dream and I can't really recall. I wish I could remember it, but maybe it'll come back to me at a point in time where I'm not really thinking about it or when I'm ready to receive it. All I remember is that the total eclipse that we recently experienced was a part of that dream. That's all I can remember. But many of you joined to do the ritual to declare and decree that whatever it is that they was trying to do through NASA and the rocket ships that they were sending out there, and the god that they was trying to invoke, the demon or the deity that they was trying to invoke, just go back and watch the messages that I did at that time. We were shifting the energy. So while they was putting up their frequencies and their intentions out into the universe, we were putting ours out into the spiritual realm, and it reached far greater, far higher heights than any rocket ship that man could create. And so I feel like we have definitely disrupted some things. And so there's a shift that's happening right now. Some things take a little bit more time to shift in the spiritual realm than others, but I really do feel that something happened around that time of the eclipse. And man, when the time comes, I hope I can remember that dream, or maybe the Most High will give me a follow-up, a to be continued, because remember, it says it will all make sense to you soon. So while I don't have all of the answers, some of you have pieces to the puzzle when we put this thing together, okay? This says you have spiritual gifts, never surrender to normal. So these spiritual gifts, you all are activating these gifts. It's almost like it's the rise of the chosen, but on a whole nother level. Like, you're not just functioning on no human, everyday person type of level. Yes, people that see you on a daily basis, that know you, they have a hard time accepting the fact that you are not just no earthly being. You're not chosen. You're not. And as a chosen seed, we try to have those earthly interactions and be as normal as possible. But even sometimes those interactions can be very awkward. Okay? Because the more that you rise into your divinity, the more tapped in that you are. This says you have spiritual gifts, never surrender to normal. So you can't surrender to something that you're not. I mean, you can go and be in your shadow self, right? But you did too much shadow work to go back into your shadow energy. You can dim your light, but you did too much work to become more enlightened and to raise your vibration. So it's like, it's one of them things where either it's completely off or it's completely on. It's like screwing in a light bulb. If the voltage is if it's a certain number of wattage, it's going to shine that frequency, okay? So either you turning it on or you turning it off. And at this point, chosen, you've come too far. You're not going to just turn it off for the sake of appeasing the next person to make them feel less inferior, if that's how they feel in your presence. That is a common theme. And it's not like you're trying to come off as if you're better, but being you can just be intimidating. Being the most authentic version of you can be highly intimidating. This says it was a necessary ending so that you can pursue the life you're destined to lead. Leave the past behind. There's a brick wall. Something has come to a close here. And it had to come to a close because you have a divine assignment here. I feel like they can't go any further. The powers that were, there's not much more that they can do. I think they've used up all of their tricks. Their trick bag is empty. And they have been obsessively trying to figure out how they can get back into your energy to bring down the frequency because it's too much for them. The frequency is so high that it's like one of them things where if you go into a particular environment, I'll use the example of the ocean, right? This thing runs so deep. Okay, the ocean goes so deep that man hasn't even explored 10%, right? So it goes so deep. It's another world down there. There's only a certain level that man can go to before he starts to lose oxygen, before his, organs start to cave in and get crushed because the pressure is so much pressure that he cannot survive in that type of climate or atmosphere, right? For the human body. That's the type of frequency that is in the atmosphere as each chosen seed rises into their divinity and has this high vibrational energy that you're emitting. So for the low vibrational entities, the powers that were, the people who are operating from a low vibrational space, is too much. It's too much. And so it's crushing them. Okay? It's crushing them. And I feel that they're obsessed with trying to find a way to get the frequency back low again. And this is why they're doing foolish things. I mean, they've been doing these crazy things, taking people out, the wars and everything that's been going on, trying to use fear tactics and things like that to get us off of our square, police brutality on camera, things like that. But they find that they're running out because it's not working on the chosen. Now, it's effective on those people who have not awakened. Those people who are still clinging to the matrix and clinging to the system, their tactics is working for them, but their vibration is not connected to the source. It's not connected on a DNA level. And so even if you got 100,000 people in a room and only 2 of them are chosen, and they're operating from a high vibrational frequency, if they was able to use their fear tactics on 100,000 people that's in the room, right? Or at least the 99% of those people is working on because they're low vibrational. Those 2 people who are chosen that has that high vibrational frequency is so powerful that it overrides whatever is being emitted by the 99%. It overrides it easily. Because of the connection to the source. When you're connected to the Most High Mother and Father, that is a power source that keeps on giving. It is never empty. There's no lack of power when you're connected to the source, Mother and Father, especially when it's on a DNA level. And so regardless of the type of stumbling blocks that the powers that were try to send your way, you have direct, infinite, never-ending access to a generator, a power source that supersedes anything that man could create. I don't care what type of technology they use. They can spend billions, trillions of dollars, and they would never be able to come up with something that generates more energy and power than the power that a chosen seed is able to get when they have that direct connection to the Most High Mother and Father, they will never be able to supersede it. So there's this obsession with trying to figure out what can they do to prolong their time, because at this point, it's becoming so heightened that they've lost their grip. See, we're already taking a leap of faith. It ain't nothing they can do. It's over with. There's nothing they can do. We already jumped. Okay? We already jumped. They have no access. And if they're foolish enough to try to jump behind us, they're going to plummet to their fate. They will plummet to their own demise. But for us, you see how carefree and easy it is for us, because we glide. Our spiritual team is protecting us, and we will not dash a toe. We look up to the Most High Mother and Father when we take this leap of faith, and we do it from a space of love, optimism, freedom. We've been set free. We've been set free. So they want to come behind us and try to see, okay, well, what's on the other side of that thing? Because they must be real light in their energy, because they don't have access. They don't have the type of power to be able to jump ship like we have into a whole nother frequency, tapping into a whole nother dimension. They don't have that power. So they want to know, how can they get where we're at or prevent us from taking that leap of faith? How can they pull us back in? How can they pull you back in, chosen? That's what they're trying to figure out. Look at this. They playing politics. Okay? Politics. That's interesting, because we have all of this stuff going on politically when it comes to the so-called elections and all of this stuff that's going on. Politics. They're trying to use the politics right now. Can they fool you? Can they put on a mask and make you think that they have good intentions when in fact it's a snake that's sitting right there? They are the snake, right? They carry that snake energy on a low vibrational scale. I just saw a yellow bird fly by. A yellow bird. Strong indicator that your solar plexus chakra is so on point. Like you are, look at this, the card of courage is here. Okay? All that yellow right there, that's a strong indicator you are connected. Solar plexus, solar rays. That sunlight that's hitting us right now has been activating our DNA on levels that people wouldn't even understand. We are divinely connected to the source. That sunlight is not taking us up out of here. Not the chosen. That's what we've been waiting on. That's what we've been needing in order to activate our DNA and to get strong again and to step into our authority and power again. But for the powers that were and those who are on a low vibrational frequency, that sunlight is taking them up out of here. It's frying them. Okay? You had the courage to grow through whatever hardship, whatever cracks and crevices you had to get through. You had the courage to stand up, to grow, and to do it alone if need be. Okay? But you can't be missed, though. This flower right here, you won't miss this one. Because you grew in the most odd places. When people thought that you could never survive certain environments and certain habitats, just like if we go back to what I was talking about with the ocean. Oh, you're different, chosen. And I ain't telling you to go and try to float, go down into the ocean. Now, we ain't saying that. But you are different. You are able to survive in environments that the powers that were and these low vibrational beings could never even step close to. But you thrive in them. You thrive and you morph into something that is beautiful. Okay? Flowering in the most unexpected environments. And they don't understand how is that even possible. Because, see, the powers that were have been working feverishly behind the scenes for generations. They started with your great-great-great-great-great-grandma and grandfather. I'm telling you, they started a long time ago in preparation in hopes that when this time came right here, when the clock turned and we moved into the age of Aquarius, the entire objective was that you, chosen, would be in a low vibrational, docile, submissive, passive, inferior state so that they can continue to do what they was doing and prolong their position of authority over the globe. They really thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had meticulously planned it out from the most finite detail down on a DNA level. They thought they had the right concoctions to shoot you up with when you was a baby and came out of your mother's womb. They thought they had it down to a T. From the way that they taught you in school, from the way that they taught you in church, from the rituals that they had you do in church, from the, the things that they've done with unum sanctum and your birth certificate and all of the spell work and dark magic that they have been sending and the curses that they placed over your lineage. Like they thought they had this thing down to a T. Trauma bonding, fear tactics, okay? Manipulation. They thought they had this thing in a bag. And the fact that you have been able to still rise into your divinity, is boggling their mind. They can't conceptualize how is it possible that you was able to grow in the environment that they placed you in. It's impossible. So now they got to acknowledge the fact that this is far deeper. It's greater than you. This is bigger than you. This is the fact that you have a divine connection to a source that they will never be able to access. Never. Never. It's stressing them out. It's stressing them out. Because see, this looks like blood vessels right here. They don't have the DNA. They don't have it. They don't have the codes. They don't have the frequency. They don't have the connection. They don't have the knowledge. They just don't have it. So they're going to try to play politics. But you see it. You can't miss it. The snake is right there. You can't miss it. You're free, chosen. You are free as a bird. The cage that they tried to trap you in had you thinking that there was no exit, no way out of your circumstances. The whole time, there was always a way out. There was always a way out, but you had to start in the spiritual realm first. You had to recognize that physical doors is not the only exit way or the only entrance way. You had to come into remembrance that spiritual portals exist and that you just needed to be on the right frequency to be able to enter or exit. And you did that. You did that. And so you're free now. And you're joining all of the other chosen seeds who have freed themselves as well. They can't cage us or box us in anymore. They can't cage us in because, see, the thing about this system, and we've spoken about this a lot of times in the past, is that they always have to give hints about their agenda, their objective, and what they're doing, always. Because if they don't, then it impedes on the free will of a person to either take the bait or to not take the bait. But they're very clever with it. They have they knew tricks of the, they were, magicians that didn't possess the ability to do alchemy, but they possessed the ability to fool the eye, the unaided eye. I'm talking about the physical eye. So they never possess real ability to do any type of alchemy on that level, but they know how to do tricks. They know how to pull rabbits out of hats. They know how to, pull cards up out of their sleeves and to do things very fast in a way where you can't, but the unaided eye can't catch on. When your spiritual eyes are open, you start to realize, ooh, that's some textbook stuff. That's simple over there. They ain't even doing nothing special. They ain't doing no real magic. What they're doing is just things, they're quick with their hands. They become clever with how they move. And once you realize that it's all a stage play, it's all a smoke screen, it's all a matrix that's been created, and you start looking at this thing with your spiritual eyes, then you realize that they never had any power. Never. They never had any power. It was only the power that we gave them by believing the slickness or the trick of their hands. You know what I want to do before I close out, I'm going to pull from my 48 Laws of Power book, because I feel like there's a message there that we need to get. So just hold on one second. Let's tap in, y'all. I'm reading from the 48 Laws of Power. This is written by Robert Greene. This book will tell you what a snake is up to and how they moving. Okay. So I channel messages from this book. I've done this quite a few times. If you've been following my channel, you would know. But let's just tap in. What is this obsession all about? What is this obsession all about? Wow. So what I was guided to open up to is, this is Law 31. Okay. Law 31. If you have this book, it's on page 254. Okay. So I'm just going to read what's right here. This says, control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. So this says the best descriptions are the ones that seems to give the other person a choice. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not descriptions. The best deceptions. Come on with it. Okay. I was just talking about how they use a trick of the hand. So now we're going to see what they're up to with this obsession. Okay. This is what they're trying to do. This is their tactic right now to try to pull you back in, because you've already freed yourself. So they're trying to figure out how can they get you to fly back into the cage that you have already freed yourself from. Let's see. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control, but are actually your puppets. Give people options. Give people options that come out in your favor, whichever one they choose. Force them to make choices between the lesser of two evils, both of which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gored wherever they turn. Did we not just get done talking about how they're trying to play politics? Did I not just tell you all that there's something about these elections that's really showing you something here of how they're trying to pull the chosen back into their grip? Did we not just talk about this? It's all about the tactic right now deals with the politics. But they're saying, deceive people into thinking that they have a choice to choose between the lesser of two evils. But just make sure that the choices that they have in front of them are always beneficial to the one that is doing the deceiving. And so either way, regardless of the choice that is made by the person, it's still going to be to your own demise and to their benefit. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards that you deal. So again, this is a trick of the hand. Mind manipulation. How can they get you to be in this state of illusion, to believe that you have some sort of power by choosing something that they hand to you? If your enemy hands you 2 drinks and says, you get to pick which one you want, and they're trying to make you think that you have some form of control, do you really think that your enemy did not go in the back and put some poison in those 2 drinks to ensure that it will work out in their favor? Would you ever take anything from your enemy? These beings who have this so-called position of authority, U.S. corporation, religious structures, political structures, whatever you're talking about, whatever they hand you, if they're telling you that they're giving you a choice, it's because both of those choices, whichever one you choose, will benefit them at the end of the day. Choosing between the lesser of 2 evils. So both choices are evil. Both choices have wicked agendas, and both choices will ultimately work out in their favor. And this is why I always tell people, stop voting. Stop letting people, convince you into thinking that you're doing the righteous thing. And if you don't vote, then you're part of the problem. Shut up. The people that's the biggest problem are the ones that's still under that illusion and that believes that voting actually gives you a sense of power and authority. You have no power when you are putting your signature, your energetic signature, on the dotted line of people who have kept their foot on your neck and on the necks of your ancestors and your offspring. It's all about maintaining power and control. And when you put your signature on the dotted line, I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what party you're for. I don't care what side you're on. When you put your energetic signature on the dotted line, the only thing that you are saying is that you support them maintaining power and authority over you and your lineage. That's it, and that's all. So that's why this says, I'm going to read this again before I close out so that the message is very loud and clear. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control, but are actually your puppets. Give people options to come out in your favor. Give people options that come out in your favor, whichever one they choose. Force them to make choices between the lesser of two evils, both of which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gored wherever they turn. That was a very clear message. If you know, you know. And as this card says, it will all make sense to you soon, because you all are the judge and the juror now. You are the walking law. You are the walking law. And because you recognize that you no longer need a system to dictate how you move because you function on a high vibrational level, it's putting them to shame and it's putting their whole system to rest. It's crumbling down because they don't have you to put your energetic signature on the dotted line. You're not falling for the illusions anymore. You are no longer their puppet. You are no longer being, taking options from your enemy. That's my message for you all. This one was deep. If you have anything to add to this message, leave a comment below. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next time.